In this video, I'm showing this book is called The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. It's a very good book. I do recommend you to read this. But anyways, I'm not really here to discuss this book. It's a good book, Basically, it's about two people. The Prince and a Pauper switching places. You can kind of figure that Prince and the Pauper. You kind of figure they look alike, so they go switch places. But this is not what I'm talking about. My point is that if you're going to college, you need to be very, very careful, because if you could easily end up in poverty. And being poor sucks. That's what I want to tell you. Okay, I know about poverty. Look where I'm at. Now I know what you say. Well, you probably had a useless field, molecular biology and biochemistry. Well, maybe your grades were not so good. Had like cut off between A and B. Sorry about that. But anyways, that's why I'm telling you to, watch my other videos, ones about living in the dorms, why you should avoid the dorms. Please watch that video. And the one about debt, you got to watch that. You don't want to end up like this. Here's the problem with being poor. I'm going to explain why you don't want to be poor. That's mainly what this focus of this video is. That's why I have this Prince and the Pauper for you. You do not want to be poor for several reasons. One is living in a piece of crap apartment, because you can only afford so much. So you have garbage as neighbors. Yeah, I said garbage as neighbors. They blast their music late at night. You can go and tell them not to. Like I explained to you in the one about the dorms. They ain't going to care. They don't care. They're poor. Poor people are loud and they're dirty. I know, oh crap, he said this stuff about poor people. I'm poor. I can say it. I've been poor all my life. I know what it's like to be around poor people. That's why I went to college, so I wouldn't have to be poor. But of course I ended up being poor. That's another point though. If you're careful with your debt, you keep all your transcripts and everything like I told you. You remember I told you every semester get at least 2 copies of your transcripts. One, you do not open. The second one, you open. You look at your grades, look at everything, make sure everything is correct. You may think, well, okay, I do this my senior year. Go ahead, do that. But if they screw you over in your senior year and all you have is that transcript, and you have no evidence that, they fucked up, what you going to do about it? You can't do jack shit. What if they say, well, your first semester you took English, you got an A, but this thing shows you got an F? Yeah, they'll do that to you. You haven't been keeping copies of your transcripts, so you have no evidence of your grades. What you going to do? They aren't going to care, because what do they get to do? They get to force you to retake that class, and they get more of your money. Yes, these things happen to me. Like, for example, if you're trying to get into a bachelor's degree, in order to get an associate's degree, you got to take a certain exam. But if you get A's and B's in your math and English courses, you don't got to take that test. I got A's and B's. Actually, I got A's because math is kind of easy. At least not college algebra, your regular English. I took advanced placement English. Did not quite get high enough to not have to take it in college. But anyways, and reading, I got an A in reading. Got a B in English. Okay, I'll be honest. I got a B in English. But who cares? But anyways, I would not have to take that stupid class exam. I believe that's what it was called. I think that's what it was called. It was a long time ago. Over 25 years ago. Well, here's the problem. When I'm already in the bachelor's program, right? Then they telling me before I'm graduating, you didn't take the class. So I was smart. I had my transcripts. I said, look at my grades. I don't have to take it, you moron. Of course, I didn't call him a moron. But, I had the proof. And then, of course, they had me having an F in a class I never took and all this stuff. They had to correct this. Oh, you don't have my favorite when I was trying to graduate, you don't have enough credits in math to graduate. You need at least 6 credits in math. Oh, God, they're so stupid. I had taken college algebra, pre-calculus, calculus 1, calculus 2, calculus 3, trigonometry, statistics and probability. I think I have enough math to graduate. Be very careful. Don't let them screw you over. And by, of course, keeping your debts, working while you're in college to supplement any scholarships and make sure you get scholarships and grants. Try to avoid loans. Do not get loans if you can avoid it. If you do have to get loans, you definitely want to work. You want to earn enough money that you can pay back most of those loans. And you definitely don't need to use your credit cards and all that crap, okay? That way when you get a job, as I mentioned before, you can take a lower paying job at a better company and get more money. Or you'd be stuck like me, you know, never going to see a raise or anything ever. You want that to be you? And it's not as easy as you think finding a job or getting a new job or wherever. That's harder than you think. And if you take this social justice nonsense, women's studies and all that stuff, good luck with you, you know. You can learn about this cultural appropriation crap, you know. You remember that African-American woman got mad at a white guy who had, well, dreadlocks? When a lot of cultures do that. And then, of course, you see African-American women with blonde hair. Hypocrisy, but we're not talking about that. You do not want to end up poor. Like I said, the neighbors are nasty. And then, well, it's mainly, you know, the apartments are small, they're nasty. You're going to see houses that your buddies that graduated are living in. You'll never get, graduated from high school. Not college, graduated from high school. Because they went to vocational schools. You decided, hey, I'm going to college and be something, right? That's what you thought. But they go to vocational school, become plumber, HVAC technician, and all these things, you know. And they make more money than you're going to make. I can promise you that. So check out vocational schools. Don't be afraid of that. Try to avoid my opinion. Avoid for-profit colleges, you know. My opinion, it's just my opinion. I'm not telling you to do that, it's just my opinion. Okay, I'm not recommending it or anything like that. I'm just saying, if it was me, I would not go to one of those. That's just my opinion. You can if you choose. But be careful of the college you graduate from. That is important. Make sure you, and of course, learn how you're going to interview. And okay, another thing, make sure, like I've said before, you need to do internships. Yeah, you should. But when you go for an interview, a lot of these companies are going to say, well, those internships don't count. Volunteering and internships do not count as experience. I've been told that. Of course, I've also had interviews where they say, well, we already hired someone else, but your resume is so well written, and you have so much experience. I mean, you are so knowledgeable. And we just wanted to talk to you because you're so smart. Wasting my time, of course, but they don't care. That's another thing you got to learn. Employers are not really going to care so much. They want to pay you as little as they can. Remember that. Most employers, they're going to want to pay you as little as they can. I've seen corporations, research corporations that want PhD in like neurobiology and stuff like that. PhD now want to start paying $30,000 to $35,000 a year. So check. Please look for jobs in the field you're looking at. See how many jobs you can find and how much they pay, you know, the median salary and all this stuff. When you go for an interview, ask why. What happened to the last person that was here? You know, things like that. Ask for advancement, you know, about the advancement opportunities. You don't want to end up like this, do you? You want to end up poor? You want me to show you around my crappy apartment? I'm not going to, but you want to? You want me to show you my loud, obnoxious neighbors? You know, break glass on the floor, barking dogs and all this garbage. Overly aggressive barking dogs. They stand right in front of your apartment talking and everything. Had one neighbor so stupid. I mean, they were dumbasses. Okay. I'm getting a banana off my table. And the one's like, oh, someone's watching us. No, you idiot. I'm just getting a banana. You probably just see my reflection on the curtain because you're so stupid standing in front of my apartment instead of yours, you idiot. And, of course, the lady that, you know, over there, he always watches us. No, I do not. I don't have to watch you because you stand right in front of my door and talk, you idiot. That's the problem. You do not want to be around these low-class poor people. You do not. I know. You're disparaging poor people. I tell you what, if you don't like it, live around them and see what they're like. Please. It'll change your perspective. I promise you. I know it's like these idiots talk about, oh, money don't bring you happiness. Money don't bring you happiness. Okay, I get it. If you're miserable when you're poor, you're going to be miserable when you're rich. Pretty much up to a point. Yeah, rich people may not have overall more happiness than a poor person. Perhaps. But if you have a lot of debt, though, and you have money, it's better that you can pay off your debt. I would rather be rich and no debt than poor and a lot of debt. I'd rather be rich and unhappy and have no debt than be poor and happy and in debt. Can't really be happy and heavy debt anyways, because you're worried about your bills, your rent, your future. You know what's going to happen to me because now I'm making enough money for retirement. I can't save for retirement. I have all this knowledge. I know how to save money. I know how to invest money, but I can't do it because I don't make enough money to do it. You don't want to end up like me. So please be careful when you go to college. Yeah, college is a scam, but you do need to go to college because the system is rigged now that you have to get secondary education to make any money, at least in the United States. You know, don't fall for all this white privilege and male privilege garbage. Don't fall for that social justice warrior garbage or any of that stuff. And I've said it before, you know, science is the enemy of the social justice warriors and the theists. And I've already mentioned before the reason why is because science requires critical thinking, logic. You have to back up your position with evidence and proof, and it's peer-reviewed. Other people will look at your evidence and do the experiment to make sure you got the right conclusion, to see if they can get your same results you got. And the social justice warriors, theists, they can say whatever they want. You know, like these theists talk about morality. You know, their version of morality is what the Bible or their God says. That's their version of morality. But I'll get into that in another video. I'm not going to talk about that here because this is about college. You do not want to end up poor. You do not want to have loud, obnoxious neighbors. You don't want to have to see dog poop all over the place, all right, outside, and loud people riding around their motorcycles as loud as they can, honking the horn, get people's attention. You know, basically it's called the redneck knock. You know, instead of texting a person or calling the person that they're there, or getting out their fat ass out of the car and knocking on the door, they 4 in the morning. Do not, please, I'm begging you, don't end up poor. Do not end up in poverty. Poverty sucks. Not every person who's in poverty, not every poor person is bad. Okay, not all of them, but enough of them that you may want to avoid them. Okay. It's worse when you're more self-aware of your situation and where you could have been if you were given opportunities. Especially if you're shy. If you're shy like I am, it's almost impossible for you to speak to people and everything. Try your best to do something about it. You have to. You have to. Go to YouTube. Whatever you have to do. You do not want to be the person who's so shy you can't call up employers. So shy you can't really give a good interview. So shy that you end up like this. Okay, please, don't end up like me. Watch my other videos. I don't guarantee nothing. Obviously, I can't. But please, just be careful. Don't end up like me. Just, whatever you do, don't end up a loser like me, okay? You don't want to be a loser like me. You know, you don't want to be in your 40s, short, poor as hell. Don't end up like me, okay? And if you're a guy, good luck getting a girl if you're in my situation. Good luck. Because the only girls you're going to get are girls that you are not going to want. I'm not talking about ugly girls. I'm talking about dumb girls. Very dumb and slow. I know that sounds mean, but it's true. Sorry. Bye. If I offended anyone, sorry. Not much I can do about it. You'll be even more offended if you end up poor. And if you've ever been in my situation. Bye.